Alright, Schlockmeister fans, a movie directed by Jess Franco. Christopher Lee, Count Dracula. Let's watch.
From London.
Here's Jonathan Harker.
From London? I'm going there to visit one of our clients. Maybe you know him, Count Dracula.
Tomorrow night is St. George's night. Oh, when the clock strikes midnight, all the evils of the world circle around us. Sir, do you know where you're going? What you're going to?
In spite of the warnings, he goes anyway and meets this driver.
The night is cold, and my master the Count bade me take all care of you.
No, thank you. I don't need it.
As you wish.
Clearly that's Christopher Lee. Finally, he arrives at the castle and meets Dracula.
Welcome to my house.
Count Dracula.
I am Dracula. Enter freely, and of your own will. I trust that you will find everything you require.
Notice he doesn't cast a reflection in the mirror. Jonathan sure noticed.
As you require.
He wants to buy a house.
It is strongly built, but it has remained empty for quite a long time.
Near London.
Yes. Yes, an empty house. It is exactly what I require.
He spends the night at the castle and he has a run-in with a bat.
My baby! I want my baby back!
And this woman screaming from outside. In the basement or cellar,
You first, and we shall follow. Yours is the right to begin.
he finds three women.
He's young and strong.
Dracula's going to come and stop him from doing anything to him. The next morning, he wakes up and he's got a bite. He goes back down, finds a coffin. Apparently he was found later on and brought to a hospital.
A little, not
This
much.
is Dr. Van
He kept
Helsing.
mumbling something about a certain Count Dracula.
Dracula.
Here we meet Klaus Kinski. He plays Renfield. According to the director, he really did eat these flies. Here we meet Mina and Lucy.
Professor Elsting's assistant waits you upstairs. I'll take care of the luggage.
Thank you.
Later that night, he wandered out, ran into the Count, got bit. Our Count seems to be looking younger and younger with every bite. Mina followed.
Considerable loss of blood. I shall have to consult Professor Van Helsing.
The Count returns and gives her another bite. Renfield's crying.
When she was close to her end, the neighbors heard a terrible shriek.
Renfield's daughter.
They found the daughter dead, and the father, as he is now.
And just like Harker, Renfield is now going to take a fall. Here he is biting Lucy again.
become like him. Vampires themselves. His name is Dracula.
Why can't this man be arrested?
This poor girl. Don't go with a vampire.
Just as I feared. A child found dead.
Where?
Here, near the church.
Find a coffin at Dracula's place. I'm sorry, it's not a coffin at Dracula's place. It's a coffin in Lucy's crypt. And Lucy's not in it. They come back a little later and she is there. Renfield again. Notice Dracula's getting younger every time he bites somebody.
Let her leave the house without
Mina got a
escort.
ticket to the opera.
I sent no ticket.
Your Excellency, we shall have to act at once. This may be the work of Dracula himself.
At that aforementioned opera, and when they get to her, they find her bit. Later on. They're staking everybody now. Now they gotta find Dracula, who's apparently being taken away. And they find him. No stake for him, though. They toss him over the side, and that's how our film ends. Alright, let's talk about this movie called simply Count Dracula. It's a 1970 version featuring Christopher Lee. He made 3 other Dracula movies that year. This one, he was told was going to be faithful to the novel, so that's the only reason he did this one. It was directed by Jess Franco, Jesus Franco out of Spain, who did a ton of exploitation films. This one, however, does not really fall into an exploitation category. We do have a couple of lovely actresses here, Maria Rome and this other lady whose name I can't remember, Soledad Miranda. But neither one of them takes their clothes off. In fact, I think this movie is rated PG, and very little blood in it as well, so very unusual for a Jess Franco movie. We basically have the basic telling of the Dracula story. This guy, Jonathan Harker, goes to visit Count Dracula at his castle because Dracula wants to buy some land in, I guess it's England, where he wants to be, and everybody warns him, be careful when you go to the castle, blah, 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 that sort of thing. Well, he goes there, he ends up getting bit. And he falls out of a window, basically, and then his body is, he's not dead, but his body is found later on, and he wakes up in a hospital or something, I think, and I think he had 2 bites on his neck. Ultimately, Dracula comes, and basically starts biting people, and there's a couple of women he takes care of, and that sort of thing. It's just basically the Dracula story put out by Bram Stoker. This movie has some fans. Ultimately, I'm not sure whether I like this movie or not. I was kind of going back and forth about it. In some cases, it was very entertaining, kind of a gothic feel to it. Other times, I was just a little bit bored by it. I'm not sure. It's 97 minutes long. Klaus Kinski is in this movie. He plays Renfield, and incidentally, he has absolutely no dialogue whatsoever. He grunts a couple of times. That's about it. And apparently, according to the director, he actually ate the flies. Renfield is known for eating insects and stuff. In this movie, he actually apparently did eat them in real. They weren't fake ones he was eating. So, way to go, Klaus Kinski, our favorite German pervert. yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about this movie. Again, I'm kind of on the fence about this. I've had this movie a long, long time. I had it on VHS tape originally that I taped it. I think I copied it and taped it. Don't know if I ever watched it back then, although I did watch it sometime in the mid-90s, I think. Like maybe early 2000s, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a pretty decent DVD. It's also available on Blu-ray from Severin. And this particular one comes with an extra on it, an extra disc, and it's an extra movie, like a documentary, and I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's like Quadikuk Vampire. I think it's some sort of silent thing where some filmmaker was on the set of Count Dracula and was able to film the shooting of Count Dracula. I don't know exactly what it is exactly. I was trying to get a handle of it by reading on IMDb what exactly it was about. I guess it's just kind of a documentary of the filming of Count Dracula, although we don't really hear any dialogue or anything like that. It's just kind of being on the set. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. It's only like a little over an hour long. So anyway, let me know what you think about this movie, Count Dracula. Herbert Lom is also in this. And again, Klaus Kinski and Christopher Lee. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. It's called Count Dracula. Watch it. Bye.